Hey fellas, I'm sure you missed me, so I'm gonna keep this short because I do have exams. What I have learned from being rejected 260 times for job applications in Austria. Especially as an entrepreneur and trying to restart my life over here and all of that. Let's start with the first and the biggest one, shall we? You need German. Yeah, there's no getting around it. No, not this time. Not this time, no. Maybe if you were talking to me like 3 years ago or something, I would have said that, maybe you don't need it that much. And yeah, no, that doesn't work anymore. Since coming here, I have sent 290 something applications. Of those, 260 of them were with me having written just B1 on my CV. 260, and keep in mind, this is not the US, this is not the American job market where there's like complete silliness and torture over there. No. This is supposed to be a bit easier. It's not even Germany, where I know it's much worse than here. This is Austria, so I'd expect it to be a lot simpler than that. But yeah, no, that hasn't happened. So, what I have learned from that is that if you want to restart your life somewhere else, then you better make sure you know the fucking language. Yeah, but what else? And so, due to that, I've had to put considerable deep and intense hours into learning German every day. Before recording this, I have been studying for like 2 hours and something. And I will study after I finish this recording also. So yeah, that's fun. And I have exams in like 3 days. And another one the day after that. So yeah, I'm dealing with a lot right now. But hey, we're surviving. What else? Even that now that you know that you must do so, whatever you want to do is going to take a lot longer than you expected. It's going to be a lot harder than you expected. And it's not going to be as pleasant or as simple or as straightforward as you would have expected. And that applies to languages a lot more than other things, apparently. So we have that to enjoy. What else can I fit in these few minutes of conversation? The plan. What is the plan so far? Well, seeing as things are not panning out as quickly as I may have liked to, the plan right now is that I need to push the German as hard as I can and use that on my CV to apply for jobs and hopefully land one, and then I can restart the whole business here, apply for a self-employment license, and then restart things over from there, and then we can decide how and what we're going to run. Probably the online content and editing and service business stuff that we were before, but we're gonna find that out. What other things have I learned from applying for 260 applications? You have to iterate, you have to track as much as you can, because I have a full like Excel sheet where I keep in for every record the job description, not job description, the job position, where it is, what CV I used when I was doing that, whether I messaged the hiring managers and the contact people, whether I had any connections there and stuff like that. And that is how I know that I have applied for 260 job applications that didn't have a good German level on them. In total, it's like 290 or something. Anyways, and so because every, like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 applications, I would take my CV, I would try to change something in it, like, I don't know, add a better detail, make it simpler, make it better, make it more ATS friendly, I don't fucking know, and then retry and send out another batch and see if I get different responses, and then I try again, changing the experience, changing the bullet points for the experience that I had, changing the time frame, changing whatever the freaking thing I can think of, and then just keeping going on that. So you have to iterate and you have to track, because those are what tell you where you are going and whether you are going right or wrong. And that lesson can be applied in the same way about business and freelancing. For example, if you're sending the same DM message or the same email and it's not getting any responses, then out of every 100 applications, you can take the email template or draft and then you can rewrite it or change the wording or add some kind of call to action or change how you create the hook that you are using in that message, and then retry again, see the conversion rate, see the funnel, see how that changes through the deal stages, and then reiterate from there. And it's much of like the same deal here, because a job is basically you being a business for one person. You're a contractor with benefits. That's just how it is. Like, yeah. And those are the biggest things I can think of off the top of my head. And I would write a script, but we don't have time for that. And so I'll just finish this editing really quickly, send this out to you, and back to studies of all kinds until God help us and I can finish this part of the journey. Goodness. Bye.